Yo yo yo, what's going on guys? D-Boy Stefan with another video. And today's video I'm gonna be doing like a video game collection. I play a lot of video games and I take pride in my skill, if you wanna call it that. But anyways, I've been playing PlayStation since I was like probably 9 years old. I used to play PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, and then I played PlayStation 3 until I was probably like 13, and then I won a Xbox 360 out of a claw machine, one of those big ones that, grab like the big boxes. First try, spent $2 on it, and, you know, just got it. So after that, I started playing Xbox, and then when I upgraded to a PS4. And then I got an Xbox One because that's what all my buddies had. So I don't have a lot of PlayStation games anymore because I ended up selling it at first, and then I bought another one the past few months. So I've got a lot more digital games on my PlayStation than like actual games in their cases or physical copies. So to start off, I'm gonna show you my PlayStation games. First one, Little Big Planet 3. Little Big Planet 3 is like a perfect game for, if you got nieces and nephews like I do, or, you've got a younger sibling, or it's honestly, even like for my age, I enjoy it, but there's a lot of creativity that can be put in this game, and, kids can really enjoy it and use their creative side. And, what's not, fun about playing a shark survival level or, whatever. Second one was definitely my favorite though. That was just such a classic game on the PlayStation. A Little Big Planet is such a good series. Currently don't have it in the case because that's what I was playing last on my PlayStation with my niece and nephew over here. Second game, Last of Us. Now, I heard this game is so good. Never played it, but I've watched my sister play parts of it, and I've watched a few playthroughs online, like PewDiePie or really anybody. My sister said this was super good, and then I heard the second one was just not as good. But I couldn't compare because I've never played either. I do love zombie survival games, but I'm not much of a story mode kind of player. But I've heard this is just such a good story that people would enjoy it anyways, even if you don't like those kind of games. Joel and Ellie, brought together by harsh circumstances, must survive a brutal journey across the U.S. in a dangerous post-pandemic world. Pretty cool. Naughty Dog. Last game, physical copy of PlayStation I have is Destiny. I got this, I think, when I first got my first PlayStation before I sold it. And I only bought this because my buddies loved it, and I thought it was going to be something I would enjoy, and that was not the case. If you like sci-fi, like Star Wars kind of stuff like that, and, action stuff, This would probably be like the perfect game for you because it's got a lot of. This is the first one. There's a second one out now. That one's alright too, but you know, not really my forte of game. But I heard the way, you know, you have to grind and all that kind of stuff. That's really what, you know, you're paying for more of an experience rather than just the game itself. Like, you know, you have to get like a full team of 6, I think it is, to do a big old raid where, you know, you kill a big old boss and you get a bunch of loot from it, special loot, because, you know, you killed the boss. So, I don't know. It's okay. Not my favorite kind of game. Now to my Xbox games, and these are where I thrive. I used to thrive on PlayStation, but Overwatch is definitely one of my favorite games. First game I started playing really competitively, and I went from the first season I played it, I think I was a gold, and then the next season I played, I was a diamond, and I got really into it for a while with my one buddy, and we would play all the time. Very fun casual game too if you're not, you know, into competitive, but you know, me personally, I love the competition of a game, and I was a big sports player, so I get my competitive drive and stuff like that from video games and playing them competitively. And Overwatch is one of the biggest esports competitive game. But it's a very team-based game. If you're like a Call of Duty player and you'd rather, you know, play on your own, not really the best kind of game. But I originated from Call of Duty, and you know, I love this game. At first, I didn't like it that much because, you know, I was more, you know, around myself playing. But you know, after a while, it's kind of like, you know, you'll weed yourself out if you're not gonna like the team based or not, and if you don't, that's okay, because not everyone's, you know, this game is, you know, built for team based, so it's like not everyone's, you know, good at participating, you know, in a group setting where they have to help others and, you know, be useful at the same time for themselves. Not to say that you're like a bad gamer or something, just like some people don't, you know, they're a lot better at, you know, one-on-one situations like, you know, Mortal Kombat or whatever the case is. Zenyatta, May's kind of a cheap player, but, you know, I've got her gold gun, so I've got Zenyatta's golden Zenyatta balls, and then I think that's it. Alright, then I've got Hanzo's golden bow. I just got those because I think they're funny, but Zenyatta's I really like. Zenyatta's definitely my favorite character, or yeah, in the game. Lucio's really cool too. I really enjoy playing support, but I feel like I do better as damage, or I don't know. I'm a really Call of Duty kind of oriented player, so I'm good at just, you know, running, gunning, shooting and stuff, but once I started playing Overwatch, I became able to do a lot more things, like realize that, you know, I have to heal my team and, you know, not really get kills because that's just a part of the team based in it. Anyways, Overwatch, great game. I've been rating the other ones, I guess I'll say Little Big Planet 3, 7 out of 10. Last of Us, never played. Destiny, since it's the first one, I'll give it like a 6 because I never really played it that much either. Overwatch, definitely like an 8.5. But not a fan of the new characters. Next game, my personal favorite game, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. Now, aside from, I say this is my favorite game because I've never felt, this intrigued by a game where I want to learn, all the tiny things and, small details about it. And this is one of those games that I really want to do that with. And this was also another really big game in esports. Last year, I think it was the highest earning esports game. Now this is like a perfect middle, or not a perfect, but a good middle between like an Overwatch and like a Call of Duty. It's a lot more realistic kind of shooting, but it's team based, and it's also like it can be a running gun, depending on what kind of player you are. And because it's like that, I really enjoy this game, because you don't have to be like a person that, is getting all the kills. Same thing with Overwatch. But if you're bringing enough, they use things called gadgets, and that's like their special thing. And, to give an example, that's Ash. She has like a grenade launcher essentially. You shoot into like a soft wall that, isn't like cement or, kind of like a wooden wall. You shoot into that, and there'll be a big explosion, and then, there's a big hole in it, mostly used for her either running in the place or making like a rotation so, people around her can, go around in it and find like different ways around the map. This guy right here is Thermite. He has an exothermic charge, which is, thermite, which is it's like some kind of powder and chemicals mixed together, to where when you throw it on like a metal or something, it'll break it. And essentially his is like a big old thing like this. You put it on like a metal wall, and then you blow it up, and it blows up the whole thing. So you gotta use those kind of gadgets and stuff. So depending on who you bring at the table and what their gadget is, you can, if you're that good, you can sit there and just go someone like, her name is Ash. She's not very I wouldn't say she's team oriented, but she doesn't bring a lot to the team if she's not doing her job, which is getting kills or using her Ash charges. And a lot of people who are coming from Call of Duty switch, they play Ash because she's the fastest. She has not the greatest head hitbox, so she's like moving around and she can't get hit. So in a game where it's a one hit kill for the headshot, when the headshot hitbox is messed up, it's not a fun time playing against her. But yeah, it's like, or even this guy, he's Sledge. He brings like a big old hammer. He breaks the soft wall. It's kind of like Ash, but he's got to be closer. Things like that, where I just enjoy this game, like the innovation. At the stage it is right now, currently in 2020, I am not enjoying the game because there's constant bugs, and there's constant cheaters, there's glitches, there's all different types of things. Audio's messed up. There's so many things that seem to be wrong with the game, and I don't feel like Ubisoft, which is the company that helps make this game, I just don't feel like they're really doing the best that they could be doing. And I feel like I could offer a lot of insight on what they should be doing, but that's just me. That's my personal opinion. Great game though. Rainbow, I'd say for an average player, it's probably around like a 6, 7. For me, it's personally like probably a 9, 9.5. When it's, performing the way it should be. When it's not, it's a 6, a 5. It's just not a good game, because when it's not performing the way it should, it's it's really just an unfair kind of advantage that the other team can get. And when you're like me, I play games, competitively, like I said. I enjoy being able to win and do things in my power that I can do to win, rather than, somebody could beat me because they use a mouse and keyboard on console, or, whatever the case is. Oh no, like, see, he's not in here. Next game we have is Call of Duty Modern Warfare. This video is running a lot longer than I thought it was, so I'm gonna try and hurry this up. But Call of Duty Modern Warfare, favorite Call of Duty is Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. That little run right there they had was the best, video games I used to play. I loved those days. But this one, it's alright. It's not, my favorite. I'd give it like a 7.5 out of 10. Advanced Warfare, Call of Duty, another one. Now this is one of the Call of Duties right when people stopped playing, people started hating Call of Duty. It was like it almost became a fad to hate Call of Duty, but that was more around, I think, World War II? I don't know. I just remember this might have been the Call of Duty that had like the most dislikes, where it was like 1 million or something like that. People hated, this. They did not like the exosuits. Me personally, I love this game. Aside from its pay-to-win side of you getting different variants of guns through supply boxes and stuff like that, that was super pay-to-win. Definitely not a fun time. But I got the good weapon variants earlier in the game, so I didn't have to completely fight against, weaponless. So that was a big bummer, though. Next game, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I love Assassin's Creed 3. I never played this one. It was given to me as a gift from one of my mother's friends. Destiny, the collection. Oh yeah, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Because it's pay to win, I'd give it a 6.5. Assassin's Creed Syndicate, since I never played. Destiny, the collection. Again, another like 6, I think I said. Red Dead Redemption 2. This is my last Xbox One physical copy. And super beautiful game. A little too long for my liking. I thought it was, 60 hours of gameplay, I think it was, and I'm like, whatever. But then it's like, it's hard. And it's a lot. So it's like, trying to sit down and commit to a single player game is not really my style. I'm more of I want to rank up my like multiplayer kind of thing. So this is a great game, don't get me wrong. But the multiplayer was not, where it should have been when they released it, because I feel like Rockstar worked too long on, is still continue to work too long on Grand Theft Auto 5, which is my next honorable mention for my Xbox games. Grand Theft Auto 5, easily my second favorite game behind Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, because, Grand Theft Auto 5 is just such a revolutionary game, in my opinion, from the story to just the way they went around games. And it came around when I think I was 13 when it came out, and I was just getting back from Chicago, so I was having a great time because it's like my birthday. I got Grand Theft Auto. I even had a hoodie, or I got a hoodie where it was like they print them on at the mall, and they printed on like a GTA picture. It was great. And so yeah, honorable mention, GTA. Now, not as good, because people use oppressors and, again, are able to have unfair advantages against people that are helpless and don't spend money on the game, which is something I do not like. Last game. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Xbox 360 version. 360 version. Classic, you know. Not much to say about it. I talked about Call of Duty earlier, but just great game right there. I wish they did the backwards compatibility different, but it's a phenomenal game, you know. Amazing Call of Duty. But I forgot to rate. I'd say Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 easily a 9.5. Red Dead Redemption, because the detail they put into it, I would say like an 8. But because of the multiplayer and it just being so long, I'd say it's like a 7, maybe a 7.5. But anyways, I'm about to end the video here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Shout out to people watching my video. Leave a comment if you want me to do a certain video or anything like that. And thanks for watching. Bye.